The disciples of Jesus were ordinary individuals called to an extraordinary mission to spread the gospel and establish the foundation of the Christian faith. From fishermen to tax collectors, these 12 men, alongside many faithful women, embraced their calling and changed the course of history. But their impact didn't end with their earthly lives. Today, we'll explore the collective influence of the disciples, how their mission resonates in modern times, and how we, too, are called to discipleship. The unified mission of the 12, despite their diverse backgrounds, the disciples were united by a common purpose: to proclaim the gospel and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28:19-20. Their unique strengths and weaknesses complemented one another, creating a powerful team shaped by Jesus' teachings. Diversity and unity. The disciples included a tax collector, Matthew, fishermen, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, a zealot, Simon, and others from various walks of life. Their different perspectives enriched their ministry, showing that God uses all people for His purposes. Empowered by the Holy Spirit, after Jesus' ascension, the Holy Spirit descended upon the disciples at Pentecost, Acts 2:1-4, equipping them with boldness and spiritual gifts to fulfill their mission. The disciples' legacy through the ages. The disciples' influence extends far beyond the first century. Through their preaching, writing, and martyrdom, they established the Christian faith and inspired countless generations of believers. The spread of the gospel. The disciples carried the message of Jesus to regions far and wide, including Judea, Samaria, Rome, and beyond. Their journeys paved the way for Christianity to become a global faith. Writings of eternal impact. Disciples such as Matthew, John, and Peter contributed to the New Testament, providing teachings and testimonies that continue to guide and inspire. Martyrs for the faith. Nearly all of the disciples faced persecution and martyrdom, a testament to their unwavering commitment to Christ. Their sacrifices remind us of the cost of discipleship and the eternal rewards that follow. Modern discipleship, continuing the mission. The call to discipleship is not limited to the 12 apostles. As believers, we are all invited to follow Jesus, learn from His teachings, and share His love with others. Living as modern disciples. Evangelism. Like the early disciples, we are called to share the gospel. This might mean speaking to others about Jesus, demonstrating Christ-like love, or living as a testimony of His grace. Faith in action. Discipleship involves more than belief. It requires action. Acts of kindness, service, and justice reflect the heart of Christ to the world. Community and fellowship. Just as the disciples formed a close-knit group, modern believers are encouraged to gather in fellowship. Hebrews 10:24-25 reminds us of the importance of meeting together to spur one another on in love and good deeds. Learning from the disciples' example. The disciples were not perfect. They doubted, faltered, and struggled. Yet Jesus used their imperfections to accomplish His plan. This reassures us that God can use us despite our flaws. The disciples' tribes and spiritual legacy. While the original tribes or lineage of the disciples may not be traceable today, their spiritual legacy lives on in the global church. Each denomination, congregation, and believer carries forward the teachings and mission of the disciples. Spiritual lineage. Paul's words in 1 Corinthians 3:6-9 highlight the interconnectedness of believers. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. Each generation builds upon the work of those before. Global reach. The work of the disciples laid the foundation for the worldwide spread of Christianity, from small house churches to vibrant communities in every corner of the earth. Lessons for today's believers. Faithfulness in small beginnings. The disciples started with humble origins, but accomplished great things through faith and obedience. Unity amid diversity. Their differences became strengths, reminding us that God's kingdom embraces all backgrounds and gifts. Boldness in witness. The disciples faced immense challenges but never wavered in their mission. Their courage inspires us to live boldly for Christ. The disciples' journey was not just about their time on earth, but about setting a foundation for all believers to follow. Their mission is now our mission: to love God, love others, and make disciples. Whether through words, actions, or faithfulness in daily life, we are all called to carry the light of Christ into the world.